Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. I apologize in advance for talking really quietly, but it's like 11:07 at night over here, and that means that people around me are sleeping for the most part, so I can't talk super loud. So I'm gonna have to whisper essentially into my mic to talk through this review. I know, I know it kind of sucks, but you should be able to hear me because I have a pretty decent mic when it comes to it. Anyways, what I'm here reviewing today is Grimgar, a fantasy in Ash. Now, this 12 episode series is something that when I first watched it, I wasn't really sure if I would like it or not. The animation was beautiful for it, but was looking at how slow it was, it seemed like at the beginning, but it picked up so much at the end that honestly, this was probably one of the best things I saw this whole season so far. I really think it's awesome. And if you guys don't know what the story is about, it's pretty interesting. We have our main group of characters that we have Haruhiro, Yume, Shihiro, Ranta, Minato, and they end up waking up in a strange place they've never been before. And they don't really have any memories of where they ever came from. They don't have memories of what their past lives were. They just know they're in this weird place that they have to essentially fight creatures or do things to survive and make money and to become stronger as individual warriors and individual classes. Like there's thief classes, there's mage classes, archer classes, stuff like that. And it's all regulated by money and essentially actually doing stuff to actually increase yourself personally. Now, what's funny about this is it puts them in a predicament early on where they are essentially figuring out how to make their group work. They're figuring out what skills they need, what skills to, kind of just go about how the everyday life, where to live, where to sleep. And essentially, it's the kind of reverse fantasy elements that you see in anime because usually fantasy elements in anime or fantasy shows start off with our characters being very weak in the beginning, but instantly by the first or second episode already showing signs of being overpowered. Quote unquote, Sword Art Online is where you have a character who starts off as a newbie, but he actually was a beta tester, so he becomes pretty strong really fast because he knows what he's doing. This actually takes it a whole different direction by having the characters start from ground zero and working up their way slowly as the course of the series progresses. Now, the first couple episodes, I would say, is a slow burn. One thing about the show is besides the graphics and everything, the story in the beginning is very slow paced. But by the first or second episode, you'll already know that you could see that there's something here if you're really willing to put up with it. And by the third episode, I was so wholly invested into the show that I loved it. And honestly, the characters, the storyline, and the plot only get better with each passing episode. Every episode gets better, and that's very rare for a show. Usually, typically, shows have their kind of off-putting moments. This show actually every episode gets better. There is one episode in between that maybe kind of takes a step back when it's more of a montage episode, but for the most part, every episode that continues is out of the 12 episodes better and better, and you get more of the characters. You get to see how they win, how they lose. They will have to realize how they will work as a unit to survive in this strange world. And you really wonder about that whole mystery because I'll tell you right now, the one thing about it, and I feel unfortunate by saying this, is you'll never really figure out why they're there. You'll just figure out that they're living there, but you'll never fully understand why they're there. That's probably one of the weakest parts of the show, which keeps it from perfection to me personally. But overall, though, it's still a great story nonetheless, and the characters are what would keep you hooked in the show. Now, besides the characters being awesome, the animation is spot on. I love the watercoloring background. I love the way the characters designed. I think they all look very unique and very individualized. The colors of the show are amazing. I think that's one of the best things about it. And honestly, I was a little off-putting also about like the beginning parts of this because the watercolor background is so in contrast with the main characters having such a great color scheme and way they're done. But within a couple minutes, I actually got over that really quickly and really was just like, wow, this is some of the most gorgeous animation I've seen in a long time. Grimgar Fantasy and Ash is probably one of the coolest things I've seen visually in an anime in probably like several years, to be sure. Now, voice acting wise, very solid. I love all the characters. There's so far Japanese dub, but there is an English dub that is being done right now. I haven't personally listened to it yet, so I have no idea. But what Japanese dub wise was awesome. The music soundtrack was freaking awesome too. Probably one of the second high points of the show besides the story and animation. It was great. It was really good. The opening is awesome. The closing is very good. It knows when to hit those moments of kind of sorrow. It knows when to get really ramped up and action packed. It is an awesome show sound wise. Overall, if I review this A through F, solid A plus. Solid A plus. This show was awesome at every level. I loved it. Yeah, like I said before, it doesn't have the question answered of where these characters came from originally, but that's okay. You'll get over it very fast when the story just picks up instantaneously. And I'll be honest with you, over the season, I've seen a lot of anime, and this is just one of them that's going to click with me for a long time. Like, I want the second season right now. I need the second season. It's just that awesome. When this comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, I'm definitely buying it. I don't care if there's limited edition or what. I will be buying it instantaneously. It's a show that you must watch. It is that good. You know, the ending was solid. The overall story was solid. It did not really want me wanting more at the end. It just more so I want more because it's so good. I want more, but it has a good ending for it to be like, at least for the time being, you can be off-putting with another season. If they don't even make another season, I know people are gonna be mad, but it's okay because it just works so well. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope I wasn't too quiet. I'm gonna make sure the audio in this is a little louder so I would actually increase my volume. But you know, overall, please like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. And anyways, as always, until our paths cross again next review, everyone, have a good one. For me, I'm going to sleep. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.